Hey guys, welcome back to Water Dads Gaming. Good to have you all back out here on Thursday night in the iRacing Fun League. We were at Las Vegas for the round of 8. Tonight is the first race of the round of 8. We'll show you guys everybody who made the playoffs and advanced their way up. But first round of the round of 8, we got 3 races to go, and these guys have 3 chances to make that championship round. One guy is going to get in on points, and then the other 3 will get on wins. But it's all up to how these next 3 races go, really, because we had Luke Mahone dominating. Brandon Fiedler's been up there a lot. So depending on how these next 3 races go and who wins it is going to determine how we set up the next starting round of the playoffs. So let's go ahead and show you guys the playoffs real quick and the grid. And here it is right here. There is a round of 8 drivers. You have Luke Mahone, who won last week. And then you have Brandon Fiedler in the 39 car. Corey Goodall has also made it in on points and advanced his way to the round of 8. Wes Gallo in the 07, he advanced to the round of 8 as well. John Scheidrich in the 95, he advanced. Marshall Dugan, Craig Bridge in the 94, and Bryn George in the 54. Bryn also won it last week, or not the last week, but the 2 weeks ago at Talladega, and he won and advanced his way to the round of 8. Surprisingly enough, Brent George advanced and knocked John Ledger out. Ledger, who missed last week at the Roval, he actually got knocked out of the playoffs because he was 8th seeded in. But with Brent George's win at Talladega, he actually knocked John Ledger out. So Ledger did not advance to the round of 8 of playoffs. So there is how they stack up this round. And we'll get on track here in just a moment. Just want to show you guys that real quick. I did not update the playoffs grid there for you. We'll get that for you next week. We'll go ahead and show you guys the round of 12 playoff standings. So right there, there is the 3 races. Luke Mahone had the lead in that last round of 12, followed by Brandon Fiedler and Corey Goodall. Those guys were 1, 2, 3, and Wes Gallo was 4th. So that's how they finished the round of 12 in the playoff standings. And like I said, there you see on screen you have John Ledger, who lost 4 spots for missing last week at the Roval. He dropped down to 8th. Excuse me. And then Bryn George, who you see was 10th, he won it and advanced at Talladega, so he made it to the round of 8 and knocked John Ledger out of the playoffs. So there you have it. There was the final standings for the round of 12 before we start this race off tonight here at Las Vegas. Alrighty, guys, we're going to go ahead and get on track and get the qualifying underway here. So we'll get this kicked off real quick. Qualifying is underway, and we're going to go ahead and show you guys all the drivers on track. So right now, Marshall Dugan, the 45 truck, he is out there qualifying right now. And we'll take a lap around this track with him and see how he does. So far we don't have any qualifying times in just yet, but it looks like Zachary Ward, Bryn George, and Marshall Dugan are up there on the top of the charts. Let's see how they do in this qualifying. So like I said, or not like I said tonight, but we are back in the trucks for race number 1 of the round of 8. And then we'll be following it up in the Xfinity Series for race 2, and then the Cup Series will be race 3 before we get to the Championship 4 race. So these next couple races are going to be real exciting. We're going to find out who made the Championship 4 race. And it's going to be real exciting to watch, guys, so hope you guys enjoy. Right now, qualifying, Wes Gallo has the fastest time on the charts, followed by Bryn George. And then Brandon Fiedler has the 3rd fastest time. We'll go ahead and pull these guys up. Wes Gallo rocking a new paint scheme on track right now in that 07 Toyota Tundra. And then Bryn George out there as well in the 54 truck, putting down his qualifying time. Right now he's P2. Zachary Ward went to the top of the boards just now. There you have him in the number 9 Silverado. He's on track qualifying, and he has the fastest time of a 30.61 on track. Looks like Marshall Dugan also put down a fast time. He's now 3rd fastest on track. Steve Mormon out there putting down a fast time. There's Brandon Fiedler in the 39 truck. Let's see, Patrick Calusio sliding it down on the apron there. Here is Craig Bridge in the 94 truck. And here we go, guys. We'll pull up that board there for you. So right now, Zachary Ward looks like he's starting on pole. We just have just another minute or 2 left to qualifying before we get things all wrapped up. Let's take a look at John Scheidrich in the 95. He's rocking a new paint scheme in that Silverado out on track. Alrighty, so who else do we got here tonight? Looks like Wes Gallo is on pit road at the moment. David Galloway Jr. also out here. and then number 27 Silverado. I also want to give a shout out. So last week we were actually on vacation. We did not broadcast the series, so I apologize, but I did not make that race. We were at the Roval in the iRacing Fun League, and I just want to give a shout out to Luke Mahone, who won that race. So congratulations to Luke. Max Tronin, who is on track right now, he actually is in the pits at the moment, but Max Tronin, congratulations to him. He came home P2 at the Roval. And then Brandon Fiedler, he came home P3. So there is your podium finishers, 1, 2, 3 last week at the Charlotte Roval, if in case you missed it. But we're just taking a look at David Galloway as he makes his qualifying lap around this track. We got about one more lap of qualifying before we get started here. I want to thank you all once again for tuning in right here on Wonder Dads Gaming and watching this live broadcast here in the iRacing Fun League. This is the playoffs, round of 8, race number 1, starting here at Las Vegas tonight. All right, it looks like we don't have Luke Mahone out here tonight. We're watching for him in the gridding chat here. I don't see him coming out, so be interesting to see if he makes it for race number 1. If he does not make it, he's going to have to win in order to make the championship 4 race. But it looks like qualifying is about all wrapped up so far. Zachary Ward's still on the pole. Let's go ahead and pull up Max in the chat here and have a talk with him real fast. Hey, Max, it's David at the booth. You got me?
Yeah, how you doing, David?
Hey, man, just want to give you a shout out. Congratulations for coming home P2 last week at the Roval. How did that race go? I know we missed it, but I saw that you came home P2 and led a bunch of laps as well.
Yeah, it was fun. I am not much of a road course racer myself, so I kind of just was hoping to not crash. And yeah, I don't want to say I got lucky, but I just feel like I raced clean. And in the end, I forget who was chasing me down for third. But if they would have had one more lap, I am positive they would have passed me because it was like with 29 laps to go, they were 29 seconds behind me, and then with 15, they were 15. So, but it was fun. Like I said, I'm not much of a road racer, so even to just finish in the top 5 was like amazing. It was like a win for me. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's good to hear. And sorry we missed it, but a good race from you. And we'll be looking forward to watching you guys race here tonight. So good luck out there, and we'll be watching you.
Appreciate it, man. Have a great show.
All righty. Thank you. All righty. There you heard it from Max Tronin, who won, or not won, but came home P2. Sorry, guys. I'm kind of running behind here. Max came home P2 last week at the Roval. Just had a talk with him. Was looking for Luke Mahone. He was the winner last week. I don't see Luke, so we're going to go ahead and go through this grid. So right now we are at Las Vegas for race number 1 of the round of 8. Thank you so much for joining us here. We're going to end this race under the lights in the dark. And let's go ahead and run through that grid real quick before we get started. So on the pole, Zachary Ward, he gets those bonus points. He'll be starting that number 9 Silverado. And let's go ahead and pull him up. There you have it, number 9 Silverado, Zachary Ward on the pole, getting those bonus points. Starting P2 is Wes Gallo in the 07 Toyota Camry or Toyota Tundra. Starting P3 is Craig Bridge Jr. Starting in the 4th place position is Marshall Dugan in the 45 truck, and then starting in the 5th position is Bryn George. Starting P6 is Steve Mormon. Starting P7 is Brandon Fiedler. Starting P8 is Patrick Calusio. Starting P9 is David Galloway Jr. Starting P10 is John Scheidrich the third in the 95. Starting P11 is Jeff Laraway. Starting P12 is Matthew Heel in the 53 truck. Matthew coming out tonight's race with us. And starting 13th is Corey Goodall in the 333 truck. Starting in the 14th position is Eric Olson in the number 64. And then starting in the 15th place position at the tail end of the field is Max Tronin in the number 8 Toyota Tundra. There is your field, guys. Thank you so much for joining in with us tonight. We're going to go ahead and go live here in just a moment. It looks like the lights are off on the pace truck. We're going to get ready to go green flag racing. And we'll pull up Zachary Ward here in just a moment, but we're going to get this thing kicked off here. Alrighty, so pace truck's about to pull off here in just a moment, and we're gonna go green flag racing for 100 laps here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. There you have it, truck is off the track.
Green flag.
And green flag in the air for the first time here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Zachary Ward takes him across the line and down into turn number 1 with Wes Gallo right behind him. And they are side by side, third on back throughout the rest of the field. Alrighty, Zachary Ward off to a pretty good lead here. Wes Gallo is going to fall in line right there in P2. And look at Marshall Dugan in the 45 truck. He makes a good move up there to the front in P3. He gets around Bryn George as they're racing side by side early on. And then now it's Bryn George and Craig Ridge Jr. side by side through turns 1 and 2. Looks like Bryn George has just edged out him just a little bit. But these trucks are all bunched up together right here at Las Vegas Speedway. 2x2 once again through turns 3 and 4. That's Steve Mormon and Craig Ridge Jr. And look at Wes Gallo. He makes a power move to the front as he gets by Zachary Ward, and he's going to clear him down the backstretch here. He went to the high side through turns 1 and 2. And he's going to take that lead away and lead this race. Wes Gallo's been making some moves in these playoffs. He had a really good run at Charlotte Roval, and also the round of 12 in general. He made some moves through the standings and put himself in position to make that championship race later on this year. In the next 2 weeks, rather, or a couple weeks, rather. But Wes Gallo looking solid in the playoffs, and he just needs a good, solid run here tonight if he wants to make that playoff run at the championship at Phoenix. So we're going to be watching him tonight, see if he can get it done here tonight. But he's looking very fast here in that 07 Toyota Tundra. We'll keep an eye on him as this race goes on. It looks like Zachary Ward in the number 9 truck, though. He's kind of fallen off a little bit here tonight. I'm not sure if he's taking it easy, saving tires, but he's kind of fallen back to the 3rd place position. Marshall Dugan now around him, looking to the high side. He's all over the bumper of the 07 truck. Bryn George now drops down to the bottom right behind Zachary Ward of the 54. Zachary Ward's not done yet, though. He's not giving up. He's going to stay side by side with the 45 as he enters into turn 1 down on the bottom. Marshall Dugan up high through the track as they exit turn 2. Down the backstretch they go, still side by side. These guys are just giving it their all early on in the race. No one's backing up or letting down. Marshall Dugan all over the bumper. That 07 still trying to make the pass. He's just going to hang in there right there in the middle of the track, waiting to make his move. How about Patrick Lucio, though, in that 18 Toyota Tundra? He's up there on the high side making his way to the front. He's driving side by side with Bryn George in the 54. Now with side door to door with Zachary Ward. So he's making his way up to the 4th place position rather. And he's going to try and make his way to the front. But that truck's looking awfully fast as well, the number 18. But how about Brandon Fiedler making it 3 wide? He's just going to stick his nose in the middle there and see if he can push it up there towards the front. Watch that 39 truck as he makes his way through turns 3 and 4 this time by. Oh, and there's a spin. He gets around.
Caution, caution, caution.
Man, whenever you see 3 wide here at these 1.5-mile tracks, it's usually pretty scary, and it just ended up in a caution, and there you have it. It was the 18 of Patrick Lucio and Brandon Fiedler getting spun around. We're going to go ahead and pull up that replay here in just a moment. Yeah, the 18 and the 39 truck involved in that wreck. It looked like everybody else got through pretty smoothly. I think the 39 truck just kind of came up the track a little bit there, and then the 18 was just there on the high side, and that was the result of that. Everybody making their way down pit road. Wes Gallo stays out under caution. Everybody else is going to bring it down pit road. There's the 71 of Jeff Laraway, followed by the 53 of Matthew Heel on pit road with John Scheidrich and the 95 there as well. Everybody making their first pit stop. But Wes Gallo, surprisingly, stays out on track. He does not come in for fuel. I think a lot of these guys maybe just topped off. And Wes decided to stay out, so he's going to stay out there behind the pace truck. Interesting move by him. Alrighty, while we're under caution, let's go ahead and pull up Zachary Ward and congratulate him for starting on the pole here tonight. Hey Zach, it's David at the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey buddy, just want to say congratulations for starting on the pole. We're running a little bit behind here tonight. Wanted to pull you up in the booth and talk to you. But yeah, congratulations getting those bonus points and starting up front. How did the first couple laps go? I see you were kind of falling back a little bit there, but how do you think you plan on attacking tonight's race?
Yeah, I was kind of just saving my stuff a little bit, but then I screwed up and just took tires on accident. So down one set, but that's all right. Well, hopefully it goes green the rest of the way. That's all I'm hoping for.
Alrighty, did you forget to uncheck mark those tires before you came in?
Yeah, I was going through unchecking my fast repair and adjusting my fuel a little bit and forgot to check the tires. So it's all good though. We'll make do what we got.
Alrighty, Zach. Well, good to hear from you, and good luck out there, and congratulations for starting on the pole here tonight.
Appreciate it.
Alrighty, good luck.
Thank you.
Alrighty, there you heard it from Zachary Ward. He is the pole sitter for tonight's race, and came down pit road, took a set of tires, so he's one short. These guys only have 3 sets here tonight, so he's going to have to make do with what he's got left, unfortunately. Alrighty, back to the front. Lights are off on the pace truck, and we're getting ready to go green flag racing once again with Wes Gallo and Steve Mormon side by side on the front row. Alrighty, and pace truck is off the track.
Green flag.
Green flag in the air once again on lap number 11. And Wes Gallo gets out to a strong lead. He clears Steve Mormon on the high side, and he takes it down into turn number 1 down there on the bottom. Bryn George makes the pass on Steve Mormon as well. He's going to move his way up to P2. Steve Mormon falls back to 3rd, and it's John Scheidrich in the 95 right behind him for 4th. Craig Bridge Jr. in the 94 truck. He's right there on the bomb looking to make the pass here on John Scheidrich. He's going to go side by side with Matthew Heel in the 53 truck. That 94 truck really sticking it there on the bottom of the track. He's trying everything he can to make it work around this track. We'll see if he can get there. Zachary Ward now looking on the inside. He's going to go side by side with the 94 this time around. Their turns 3 and 4. Sharon Laraway says, good evening. Let's go, Craig, in the 94, and good luck, Jeff, in the 71. And yeah, we were just watching the 94 truck, and he was making some good moves here on this track, making his way up into the top. And I know we talked about it a little bit earlier in the race, but he also made the round of 8. So Craig, oops, not that one. Craig Bridge Jr. has made the round of 8 in the playoffs and advanced his way through. So he's doing everything he can to see if he can make it into that championship round race that's in a couple weeks from now at Phoenix. So we'll be watching him and see who else can make it. But tonight's race number 1 here at Vegas. These guys got 3 chances to try and make that race. Marshall Dugan, the 45 truck, now down in the bottom. He's going to make his way up to the 7th place position. A lot of these guys pitted under that last caution, so some of them went to the back, and now they're making their way back up here to the front. There's Jeff Laraway in the 71 truck. He's got Team Bridge Racing on the hood. There's something about these trucks I really like at these mile-and-a-half tracks. They just seem to race really well, and so far Las Vegas has been putting on a decent race. You see Eric Olson and Corey Goodall side by side right there through the corner, and now at the start-finish line as well. It seems like these trucks are real racy, and they handle extremely well on these tracks, and you can pass. You can either run the low line or the high line through the corners, and you can see Eric Olson still hanging on there with Corey Goodall, not giving up yet, but they're still side by side down the backstretch, along with Patrick Lucio and Max Tronin right in front of them side by side as well. But these trucks always put on a good show, and I always have a good time watching these guys race in the truck series. Alrighty, moving on back to the front, it's Bryn George. He made the pass on Wes Gallo in the 07 truck, so he's going to retake that lead, and he's going to lead a lap here, so he's going to get those bonus points. Bryn George won the race at Talladega 2 weeks ago, and he actually stole that final position, the transfer position, into the round of 8 from John Ledger, who knocked him out. John Ledger missed last week at the Roval, and Bryn George was able to steal that last place and move up into the round of 8. So right now, leading this race, he is going to try and do everything he can to make the next round. He's going to, oh, and there's a caution.
Can you look at those temps real quick, bud?
It looked like Corey Goodall was involved. It's Patrick Lucio and Corey Goodall down the backstretch. Go ahead and take one more look. Kind of looked like what we saw earlier in the first caution. It kind of looked like Patrick Lucio just got in a little bit of the Corey Goodall there and just didn't realize they were right there next to each other and kind of got sent around is what I'm assuming. All right, it looks like a lot of trucks coming down pit road, and it's Bryn George going to lead them down, followed by Wes Gallo and Zachary Ward. Zachary Ward's now made his way back up to the 3rd place position, so keep your eye on that Silverado. He's making his way back up to the front after he made his first pit stop and took his first set of tires early on this race. We also have John Scheiders making his way down pit road along with Steve Mormon and the rest of the field. I don't think anybody stayed out at this time. The whole field is on pit road as we speak. All righty, let's go ahead and pull up Marshall Dugan while we got him on screen and see if we could have a quick chat with him. Hey, Marshall, it's David in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Marshall, just want to give you a shout out, say congratulations for making it to the round of 8. And I see you out there running pretty well here tonight in Las Vegas, running P3.
Yes, sir. It's been a great night so far. I got on a little early tonight. I did a little bit of homework on my steering wheel, and made a couple adjustments on my steering wheel, like on setting wise and everything, and tweaked a few things and did a little bit of practice. So far, it seems to be helping out. And man, I'm ready to rock and roll, man. It's the round of 8. My goal was to make the round of 8, but man, I couldn't be happier. Toyota Tundra is running good tonight. I just hope I can put together a good run first race of the round of 8 and just carry it through the round of 8 and make it to the championship 4.
Awesome. Yep, that's what we're telling these guys watching this broadcast here tonight. The next 3 races are going to be really exciting to see who all can make that championship race. And I feel like everybody's going to be racing their hardest trying to get in, but it's been real fun watching you guys so far here tonight.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, man. Me and Zach Ward are working together good. John Cedric's doing pretty good. We're all, man, it's just a lot of fun right now. It seems to be pretty good.
Alrighty, Marshall, I'll let you go. We're going to get ready to go green flag racing once again. So congratulations for making the round of 8, and we'll be watching you.
All right, thank you, buddy.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, there you heard it from Marshall Dugan, who advanced to the round of 8 last week for finishing well at the Roval. And he's going to try and win this race here tonight and advance his way into the championship race at Phoenix. So we'll be watching him and everybody else as they make their way in the next 3 races and try to advance to the round of 4. Alrighty, Matthew Heal's going to lead them off of caution here to green flag racing, this time by the 53 truck, followed by Zachary Ward on the high side. Green flag in the air once again. The 53 gets a great start. And there you have the whole field as they head down into turn number 1. Marshall Dugan and Bryn George side by side, almost a little bit of contact there between those 2 trucks. Everybody else is 2 by 2 on back. Look at that, 54 and 45. Those 2 trucks are like magnets, just stuck to each other. We'll see who's going to break and move away. It looks like the 54, Bryn George, he makes his way up the track and into P2, or battling for P2 with Zachary Ward this time by as they head out of turn 2. And there you have it. Bryn George is just on a rocket tonight. He's making his way all the way up to the lead as he catches the bumper of the 53 of Matthew Heel. And a little bit of a tap there. I'm not sure if Matthew Heel really appreciated that or not, but he gave him a little bit of a bump there as he made his way up to the front. And now heading through turns 3 and 4 this time by. They are side by side, but look at the speed of that 54. Oh, and they're wrecking behind him. Caution is out. And it's the 45 of Marshall Dugan. Looks like he is just blown up. I think that, yeah, it sounded like that truck just blew up. He's going to have to get towed back to pit road, and it's unfortunate for those guys. We were just talking with him a moment ago before this thing got started. Let's go ahead and pull up another replay here. Marshall Dugan flips over on his hood, collecting a couple trucks there. Contact between the 45 and the 07. The 45 blew up and had to be towed back down pit road. Patrick Lucio also involved as well. Lots of carnage from that. That was a big wreck there. Alrighty, so a lot of trucks down pit road. It looks like Bryn George is going to stay out with Zachary Ward and Jeff Laraway. Those 3 trucks stay out on track. The rest of the field has made their way to pit road. Looks like John Scheidrich is the first truck off. If it was me in this situation with these couple cautions that came out, I would be coming down pit road at least taking fuel every chance I get this early on in the race. I mean, you only got 3 sets of tires. I'd probably come in maybe a quarter of the way of the race, get my first set, but probably come down pit road, take as much fuel as I could in the first half of the race, and that way I can stay out as long as I can and keep that track position going, because the track position is really key here in these trucks, and you want to be up there towards the front as much as you can. Alrighty, Bryn George is leading this race. Let's go ahead and pull him up here in the chat real quick. Hey, Bryn, it's David with the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. Get you line clear.
Hey, Bryn, just want to give you a shout out. See you out there leading the race. You're looking extremely fast there tonight. I know you missed last week at the Roval, but you won that Talladega race, so you advanced your way into the round of 8. And, man, you knocked John Ledger out. How's that feel?
Pretty rough, man. Pretty rough for him. I like the guy, but I'm ecstatic that I'm in the round of 8 and hopefully have a chance here to win tonight and lock myself into the round of 4.
Yeah, it was crazy going into the round of 12. John Ledger was leading the points and had a lot of playoff points, but man, after missing that one race and then you kind of stole that that race win at Talladega, that really shook everything up. So it was pretty a shocker seeing how it all shook up the rest of the playoffs run for the round of 12. But man, congratulations for making your way into the round of 8, and you're looking extremely fast here at Vegas, so it should be a good next 3 races from you as well.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll see, man. Anything can happen. Been a lot of wrecks tonight, and hopefully it don't happen at the front here.
Right. I guess stay away from all the rest of the field and try and lead as many laps as you can.
Yeah. All right.
Alrighty, Bryn. Well, good talking to you, and good luck out there. I know we're going green flag racing once again, so good luck. We'll be watching you.
All right. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
All right, there's your race leader, Bryn George, in the 54 truck. Pace truck's about to pull off, and we're going green flag racing once again. This time it is lap number 29, green flag in the air. And look at that, Zachary Ward side by side with Bryn George, the 54 truck, down the backstretch. Everybody's 2x2 on back through the whole field. As I was trying to mention early on tonight, these next 3 races are going to be crazy. A lot of these guys are going to be racing extremely hard like they haven't done all race or all season long. And I think some of these guys are going to be making moves to try and put themselves into a win position to try and advance their way to that next round. Everybody wants to be in the championship race, but if you win in the next 3 weeks, that means you get to race for the championship here at Phoenix. And there's Brandon Fiedler once again, the 39 truck. He's making his way back to the front, but look at Matthew Heel in the 53 all the way down there on the bottom. He's going to try and make it 3 wide through turn 1. And there's the 39 and the 9 truck. We almost saw a wreck once again. We saw that happen so many times here tonight, almost like some net code it looks like. But, man, they've managed to stay clean. That 39 and the 9 truck, I almost thought they were going to get into each other. Just that right rear quarter panel almost touched between those 2 trucks. And Zachary Ward's going to have to back off just a little bit there tonight. It looked like he saw that coming and kind of backed out of the throttle there. Matthew Heel really sticking it to these leaders. He's trying to get back up there to the race lead. He led them to green on that last restart, and it fell back to 3rd a little bit, but he took it 3 wide, and he wants to get back up there to the front. He's showing that he's got speed in that truck, and they'll be watching him to see if he can get back up there. He's now side by side with Bryn George, who turns 1 and 2. Down the back stretch they go. Nobody's giving up. I also think that Zachary Ward might have backed off a little bit here because he did say he took a set of tires early on, way too early, kind of wasted that first set. So he's probably trying to save as much as he can. And I think that's why he's not pushing it as hard as some of these other guys are here early tonight on lap 34 of 100. We still got more than half the race to go. So we'll be watching that number 9 truck to see what he does and how he manages to save those tires. He's going to have to run longer than everybody else on that same set. David Galloway on the high side, he's in that 27 truck. He's going to make the pass on Zachary Ward here now. And there's Craig Bridge in the 94 truck right behind Zachary Ward. Eric Olson out there in the 64 Silverado. So far he's running inside the top 10. He's moved up 4 spots from where he started this race here tonight. Trying to make up some ground here at Vegas. Corey Goodall and Marshall Dugan out there. Marshall Dugan had to be towed down pit road. Had to use his first and only fast repair tonight. So he's out there right now in the 14th place position. Corey Goodall's on the lead lap, but Marshall Dugan is now 1 lap down along with Patrick Lucio, which Patrick Lucio I think is actually off track as we speak. Matthew Heel still trying to take that lead away from Bryn George. Not quite going to get there this time. He's going to fall back in line. Down the backstretch they go. Single file, 1st through 4th right now. And it's John Scheidrich who's in the 4th place position. But look at that. Matthew Heel once again taking it side by side down through the tri-oval here at the start-finish line. He's going to lead that lap. So we're on lap 40 this time by Matthew Heel now, just moving away from the rest of the field. He pulls away now 2 truck lengths ahead of Bryn George in the 54. Early on, it looked like he was kind of struggling to get to the lead there, but Bryn George was putting on a heck of a fight, keeping them back there in P2. But now it's 1, 2, 3, Matthew Heel, Bryn George, Brandon Fiedler in the 39. And look at John Scheidrich here. He's making the pass on Brandon Fiedler right now. That 95 truck making his way to the front. At one point, we almost thought John Scheidrich wasn't going to advance to the round of 12. But through determination, he made it. He almost got knocked out of the round of 12 and didn't make it. There was a tie between him and Patrick Lucio during the round of 16. And the tiebreaker rule basically says whoever has the same points and is a tie, the best finish of the 3 races goes to advances to the next round. So John Scheidrich actually advanced to the round of 12 because he had the best finish in that round of 16 with a 5th place finish, I believe is what it was, 5th or 6th place. So that's how he got into the round of 12. And then from there on out, he just basically turned things around and he just found some speed in this truck. And he's been doing well ever since. So we've been keeping an eye on him, and he is looking pretty solid in the playoffs. And in the standings, I think the last round he finished top 5 or top 4 in the points. So we're going to keep an eye on him as he makes his way up to P3 here tonight at Las Vegas. Brandon Fiedler, we haven't talked about him much a lot tonight. He did come home P3 last week at the Roval. I did miss that broadcast race, but if you guys were interested, Brandon came home P3, followed by Max Stronin was P2, and then Luke Mahone won that race. But Brandon kind of struggling lately in the playoffs. He hasn't really been up there. Kind of Luke Mahone's been stealing the show and winning some races, and Brandon Fiedler's kind of been sitting back there looking for a win, and he hasn't won in a couple races now, so we're watching him and see if he can get it done here tonight. But he's looking pretty fast as he sits there in P3, trying to hang out with these leaders. Actually, he's moved back to P4, I'm sorry. But we'll keep an eye on Brandon. He's got some speed in that truck, and he's looking pretty fast here tonight. He's made his way from the back of the field up to the front. Right now, he's moved up 3 spots from where he started. And then after that first pit stop cycle, and then he had that run with Patrick Lucio, he's rebounded pretty nicely. So we're going to keep an eye on him and see where he can finish here tonight. Steve Mormon in the 26 truck. He's right in front of Wes Gallo in the 07. Steve Mormon unfortunately did not advance into the round of 8. He actually got knocked out from the last round. He missed out on the Roval. Steve was unfortunate and could not make the race. So unfortunate for him, he did not advance to the round of 8 and was knocked out of the playoffs. Lights are on the track. The sun is basically gone now. We are now racing under the lights in the dark here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And this race is about to change a little bit here. So what these guys were racing early on the race, we might have to search for some more grip here later on. So we saw a lot of these guys run 2x2, and we saw some grip on the high side and some grip on the low side. But things might change with the temperature changing here on this track. Now with the lights on the track, I think the temperature might go down here just slightly. And it looks like it's playing out in John Scheider's favor because he is moving up through the field and he's bringing the heat. Now moving up to P2 as he passes Bryn George. Like I said, he really found some speed in his truck because he is doing way better than he did when he started these playoffs. I guess if you want to be fast towards the end of the playoffs is when you want to do it. I mean, the beginning, if you can just survive the chaos and kind of advance your way through the rounds, that's one thing. But being fast here towards the end to make that championship race, that's all the money right there. How about David Galloway Jr.? We haven't talked about him much here tonight. He made the pass on Steve Mormon, and he's going to now be running inside the top 5. And he's making his way up to the front here as well. Matt Heel, though, is really pulling away from the field. He is now 3.2 seconds over P2 of Bryn George, and he is way out front. And there you have it, down the backstretch all by himself. He is just pulling away from the rest of the field. Look at these guys, Bryn George, John Scheidrich, they're battling still back and forth for position. No one's given up just yet. You can see John Shirich getting antsy back there. He wants that position back, and he goes right around Brent. Oh, Brent's pitting this time by, so he's going to slow down and brings it down pit road onto the apron. .53 of 100 laps here tonight at Las Vegas Speedway. We are now more than halfway. And we got more trucks down pit road. It's Jeff Laraway and also Brandon Fiedler and John Shiders. They bring their trucks down pit road for this pit cycle here. And Zachary Ward also on pit road as well. He's going to top off. He has only got 2 sets of tires yet. I'm not sure if he took that second set just now this time, but if he did, he's only down to 1 set remaining. All right, we're going to go ahead and ride on board with Craig Bridge here. Here is a ride around Las Vegas Speedway. He's going to bring it down pit road this time. Wes Gallo back up there now to the lead. He's going to retake over. David Galloway Jr., Craig Bridge, and Steve Mormon all on pit road. Also, Marshall Dugan brings it down pit road as well. Alrighty, so Matthew Heel making his way around the track. Let's hop on board with him and take a ride around this track with him. There you have it. That is a lap around this track from the race leader, Matthew Heel. Looked like Eric Olson and Wes Gallo made their way down pit road that last lap. Coming to lap 60 this time by. This race is winding down. Matthew Heel still out front. Has anybody got anything for him? You got Brent George and Brandon Fiedler right there in P2 and 3 battling hard for position on screen with Zachary Ward in the mix. He is P4. John Scheiders is running P5. Steve Mormon is P6. Wes Gallo is 7th. Max Tronin is 8th. David Galloway Jr. is 9th. Eric Olson 10th. Craig Bridge Jr. is 11th. Corey Goodall is 12th. Jeff Laraway is 13th, Marshall Dugan 14th, and Patrick Lucio is off track in 15th. Looks like Luke Mahone did not make tonight's race, so he is out. That means he is in a must-win position the next 2 races. Anybody that misses a race in these 3 races of the round is in a huge deficit. And we watched John Ledger, who was leading the points, come in and had the most playoff points, but actually missed the round of 8 for missing that Roval race last week, and he didn't advance because Brent George was supposed to be knocked out the last round and not make the round of 8, but he won that race at Talladega, so he advances, and unfortunately that knocked out John Ledger, and that's how he made it into the round of 8. So Brent George looking fast. I'm sure his playoff position is not really reflecting the speed he's had lately, but just had some bad luck in that last round, and looking forward to this round of 8. Kind of turn things around in that 54 truck. And I feel so bad. I feel like I always jinx these guys, but I pulled up Marshall Dugan moments before he had that wreck, and he was doing so well, had some speed in that truck. He was up to the P5 or running inside the top 5, trying to chase down the leaders, and then he had that wreck moments after we spoke with him. I feel like I jinxed him, so I apologize, Marshall, for that. But he is now 2 laps down. He had an engine mechanical failure after that last wreck, had to tow it down the pit road and use one of his fast repairs. Corey Goodall out there also looking for some speed in that truck. He's actually running in the 12th place position and looking to see what he can do to make his way up, to get up there to the front. He is on the lead lap, but not looking to have the race he wanted here tonight. I'm sure he's hoping for a little more speed in that truck. Right now, this is the battle for the 10th place position. Eric Olson, the 64, is the 10th truck. Craig Bridge Jr. is 11th, and then you have David Galloway, and who was P9, right behind Max Tronin, who was P8. These guys are racing really hard in this pack on screen. And I really dig Max Tronin's paint scheme. If you guys have not seen that, that number 8, it's like a Dale Jr. throwback paint scheme. That's a really cool truck. That is the 8 of Max Tronin. Alrighty, let's move on back here to the front, and it's Brandon Fiedler. He made his way around Brent George in the 54, so he's going to take over P2 as he's going to pursue chasing down Matthew Heel here. The gap is pretty big, though, from first to second. Matthew Heel is up here inside turn 1 and 2. And there you have it. There's how far back P2 is from the leader. So right now we're watching on board with Matthew Heel, and then that next truck back is P2 of Brandon Fiedler, followed by Bryn George. That is the gap on screen, what we're watching here tonight. So Matthew Heel looking to run away with the show here at Las Vegas. lap 70 of 100 laps. This race is getting closer to winding down here. We got about 29 more laps to go. And right now it's going to be all up to pit strategy and who manages their tires the best. Matthew Heel is still pretty far out front, but it's all going to come down to who can save their tires and who's on the best fuel pit strategy, because we're only going to pit one more time here tonight before this thing is over. And I believe all these guys got to come back in for one more pit stop and get fresh fuel. And I'm sure some of these guys have saved a set of tires for last. So it's going to be interesting to see who is on the right winning strategy here at Las Vegas. Right now we're watching John Schneider's back bumper with Zachary Ward right behind him. This is the battle for 4th and 5th. These guys are putting on a heck of a race here, trying to finish up as far as they can in the standings, and John trying to get every point he can. So right now in the overall standings for the year, John Scheidrich is P10, and he's had 4 top 5 finishes, 1 win this season, 13 top 10s. He's going to go side by side with Bryn George. Turns 3 and 4 here this time by. Looks like not quite. He's going to back out of it just a little bit. Look at Wes Gallo in the 07. He's making his way up through the field as well. He is now P5, moving up to P4 as he's side by side with John Scheidrich here. I think he pitted on that last cycle, and he has one of the freshest tires on track. So right now you're seeing him making his way through the field. Man, he just dropped way down the track there to the inside. But I believe Wes is on some of the freshest tires on track at the moment, so you're seeing him drive up through the field. And like I said, that pit strategy, that's what it all comes down here at these mile and a half tracks when there's a big green flag cycle or run. Wes Gallo right now has 8 top 5s and 18 top 10s, having a pretty good season so far. He's 8th place overall in the series season standings. Jeff Laraway is in the 7th place overall standings. Laraway has had 4 top 10 finishes this season, and he is currently 7th place overall. As he's battling here with Max Tronin. This is the battle for 12th and 13th. And Corey Goodall, he is ranked P2 overall in the standings. He is currently second behind John Ledger overall. He has 6 top 5s, 1 win, and 23 top 10s. 23 top 10s, man, he has been pretty consistent all season long, and it really reflects it in the playoffs when it comes down to it. He's had some of the most, or has most of the playoff points. I think he seeded P2 overall. And Corey, who's had a great regular season, keeping that momentum going in the playoffs has been a huge success so far. And he's trying to race his way into that championship round. Needs to have a good solid finish if he wants to make it move forward. Right now he is P10 here tonight, moving up 3 spots from where he started. All those bonus points are a must. And every point really matters this late in the season. So he's trying everything he can to get as many points to try and advance his way to that championship race. Up in the front, it's still Matthew Heel in the 53 truck. He's led several laps with 20 laps to go. Let's see if he can stay out in front. He's got one more pit stop that he needs to come in for. And we'll see how things shake up and cycle through after this last pit cycle. But lots of trucks on pit road. Craig Bridge in the 94 truck and a bunch of other trucks along with Bryn George, John Scheiders. They're all on pit road. Brandon Fiedler. Right now, Wes Gallo stayed out on track in that 07. He has taken a lead because Matthew Heel is on pit road, getting some tires and top off on fuel for the final time here tonight. We got 18 laps to go at Vegas. So Wes Gallo, who had the freshest tires on track, he's going to stay out for as long as he can. It'll be interesting to see when he decides to bring it down and where he'll cycle through. I'm sure he's running out of laps if he wants to win this thing. I'm not sure if he could make it to the end from here, but if he could, that would be pretty amazing if he's had enough fuel to make it to the end. 17 more laps to go. That's all he needs to win this race. What we're going to see as this thing cycles through. Eric Olson as well. He stays out and is trying to get as many many places in as much track position as he can as he's P2. He's probably going to come home or bring it home down the pit road here next time by. But I believe him and Wes are the 2 trucks with the freshest tires on track. At this moment, they are the oldest tires now after everybody makes their way down pit road. Corey Goodall making his way down pit road as well. There you have it, Wes Gallo bringing down pit road. He's going to come in for the final time tonight, and he's going to get cycled back through the rest of the field. Eric Olson stays out, though. Surprisingly, though, he's going to get those bonus points for leading a lap, and might as well, right? Stay out, get those bonus points, and major props to Eric Olson. He does bring it down to pit road for the final time. 15 laps to go. Matthew Heel is going to take over the lead here this time by. There is Zachary Ward and then Matthew Heel in the lead, first and second place. Brandon Fiedler is P3, followed by Bryn George and John Scheiders, who is P5. There's your top 5 trucks of the night with 14 laps to go. It'll be lap 13 this time by, 13 to go this time by at the line. Right on board with Steve Borman for a lap here as he makes his way around the track. He is currently in the 7th place position right behind Marshall Dugan. Marshall Dugan is still 2 laps down though, still trying to chase his laps back. Well, David Galloway there let off the throttle, got really loose right in front of Craig Bridge Jr. there, and I almost thought that was going to be a wreck, but he manages to save it. Got crazy loose there. Now they're side by side after passing the start-finish line. Headed down to turn 1. Craig Bridge Jr., this is for position. This is 9th and 10th on screen right now. 9 laps to go. This race is winding down. We're almost to the finish here. Matthew Heel still out in front, followed by Zachary Ward and Brandon Fiedler as 1, 2, 3. That's kind of what I was talking about with these trucks. They seem to handle here very well. I like the trucks at the 1.5 tracks. I feel like they race fairly good, and they have very good handling on the high line and the low line, and it seems like they put on a pretty good show. That's just my opinion, but what do you guys think? You like watching the trucks, Xfinity, or the Cup Series? Let us know. I feel like the trucks, in my opinion, are one of the best racing series. I think they put on the best show for us. This is some really good racing between David Galloway and Craig Bridge Jr. in the 94. Moving back up to the front here, it is side by side with Zachary Ward and Brandon Fiedler. This is the battle for P2 right now. 7 laps to go on screen. Matthew Heel still out front by several 3.3 seconds. And we're watching these guys battle it out for P2. And then Bryn George back there in the mix. He is P4. Brandon Fiedler starting to pull away from Zachary Ward. Now I wonder if Zachary Ward is on that last set and kind of falling off back a little bit here tonight. He's only got 5 laps to go if he wants to make his move. I don't think anybody's got anything for Matthew Heel all the way up front, but these guys are battling out hard for P2. And there you have it, Bryn George making his pass on Zachary Ward. That was the battle for position. Bryn George now moves his way up to P3. If Matthew Heel does win it tonight, that means that takes a win away from all these other playoff drivers. Matthew Heel is not in the playoffs, but if he wins here tonight, that means these guys have 2 more races to try to win their way in to that championship round. And if we do have non-playoff drivers win the next 2 weeks, that means it's going to be basically set up by points. So the top 4 drivers of the points will advance to the next round.
Getting ready to have a caution out. Caution's out.
Caution is out.
How are you doing there, bud?
Craig Bridge. Craig has wrecked. The back bumper is off that truck. Let's go ahead and take another look. Eric Olson and Craig Bridge involved with 3 laps to go in the race. Caution comes out for the final time, so we're going to have an overtime finish here. Heavy damage to that 94 truck. Let's go ahead and take one more look, but it looks like the 94 truck came across the nose of the 64 right here. One more time, we'll take another look. The 64 looks like it got in the back bumper of the 94. He went up the truck, or up the track, and just got in the back corner of that 94, and that's what spun him around. Contact from Eric Olson. Alrighty, so that shakes things up, guys. That's going to put a lot of these trucks into a overtime finish here. We got 2 overtimes, and looks like this is probably going to be overtime number 1. Let's see if anybody's going to come down pit road, and they don't. They all stay out. Couple trucks make their way down pit road. That is Steve Mormon, Max Tronin, Dave Galloway Jr., and Craig Bridge Jr. They are all on pit road. And the rest of the field decides to stay out. Jeff Laraway getting that lucky dog wave around, so he's going to be back on the lead lap this time. Jeff Laraway will now be scored in the 11th place position. Alrighty, so lights are on the pace truck. That means we're doing one more lap under caution. These guys are all going to get bunched up back together. We're going to go green flag racing here in another lap or so. So just hang with us and join us for the ride. It's 3 laps to go. It's going to be a green-white checker here at Las Vegas. So it's been an interesting race so far. Early on in the race, we had a couple cautions. I think we had about 3 cautions. And then we had a big green flag run, so it's been pretty smooth sailing the second half of the race, but this late race caution just came out for contact between 2 trucks, and now we're going to have a green-white checkered finish here, so it's going to be a real interesting race. And we watched how these mile-and-a-half races go in overtime, and they're usually super exciting. Alrighty, there is your field getting ready to go. Green flag racing once again. We got about 1 more lap under caution while they clean things up off the track. And so just bear with us for 1 more lap before we go green flag racing once again. Now, should a caution come out, we will have another green-white checker. And then at that second green-white checker, that'll be the second overtime. Whatever flag comes out on the second overtime will end the race. So should the caution come back out again, we'll end it under caution, or it'll be the checkered. But these guys get 2 chances here in overtime. And it looks like this will be overtime number 1. Lights are off on the pace truck. We're getting ready to go green flag racing this time by. So 1 more lap till we go green. But this is it. This is for all the marbles. We'll see who's got what it takes to steal a win here. Is it going to be Matthew Heel in that 53 truck who's been dominant all race long? Is it going to be is it going to be Brandon Fiedler in the 39 truck on the high side? Is he going to get his first win in a couple races and sneak into victory lane? Or will it be Brent George again? Or Zachary Ward, who's accidentally took a set of tires too early? We never know. Or are these leaders going to wreck each other coming out of turn 2 and is someone further in the back going to steal the show? So we're going to find out here in just a moment. Pace truck is pulling off. Here we go for the final time.
Green, green, green.
Green flag in the air. Matthew Heel and Brandon Fiedler take him down across the start-finish line down into turn number 1 for the final time here. Side by side, 53 and 39. Oh, a little bit of contact between the 2 of them. Brandon Fiedler trying to side draft the 53 truck up on the high side. He's trying to get everything he can to get up to front. They're not giving up. Brandon Fiedler still side by side down into turn 3. Looks like he's losing a little bit of ground. The 53 just inches out ahead. At the line, he's going to lead that lap. 1 lap to go. The white flag is in the air. We still don't know if it's going to be Brandon or somebody else, but it's Matthew Heel still side by side with Brandon Fiedler. Down the backstretch they go. Brandon looks like he's got some momentum this time by out of turn 3. He almost needs some help from behind to give him the push. And at the line, they're side by side. They're beating and banging, and it's the 53 of Matthew Heel. He gets the win. That was a close finish. It almost looked like Brandon Fiedler was going to steal that win away from the 53. He came so close. They were side by side at the line. That was almost a photo finish. It looked like the 53 just edges out ahead and beat him by a couple feet. Good win from the 53. And there you have it, your race winner, Matthew Heel. Wow, I cannot talk tonight. Matthew Heel gets the win at Las Vegas Speedway in the 53 Toyota Tundra. Hey, Matthew, David in the booth, you got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, congratulations on the win. Man, we were not expecting that caution to come out, but you were one of the most dominant trucks all race long. What was going through your mind when that final caution came out?
Man, that race was a lot of fun. I didn't think that I was going to check out like I did on that second run. To be honest, I was pretty slow in practice and hit the wall in qualifying, so I didn't even post a lap there. And when that first run kind of went, I almost fell off from the back of the pack. I mean, I love Las Vegas. I love the trucks, and this track is very tempting to go full throttle in the corners, and when you do, you kind of burn your tires off a little bit. And I just kind of took advantage of that and got really lucky with that pit stop. I pitted right before that long green flag run, so that kind of attributed to me kind of escaping the pack. I thought we had that one, sealed and won, and the caution came out, and now it's time to work for it. I appreciate Brandon Fiedler running me clean there. He definitely could have doored me a little bit harder. But race me fair, race me clean. and brought it home by what, 9/1000ths of a second. So I definitely appreciate that it was a little bit more entertaining for the broadcast booth.
Yep, definitely. I know you don't want to see that caution come out with only a handful of laps left to go, but man, I tell you what, that is the most exciting finishes we've seen all season. When we get that green-white checker in that overtime, but man, you guys, you and the 39 truck of Brandon Fielder, you put on a heck of a show. Yeah, you won it just by inches there. Heck of a battle there in the final closing laps. That was awesome to watch. So pretty cool from you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, I know a lot of these guys are playoff contenders, so I was trying to run a little bit extra careful tonight. I knew both the 39 and I believe the 54 and a couple of the other guys behind me were playoff contenders. So the last thing that I wanted to do was, get in one of their ways or end up collecting one of them in a crash. So I say mission accomplished here. I mean, just not taking one of them out and being able to win. So pretty cool. Haven't won an iRace in a good long while, and this is our first win for the height truck. Height I Buy Power. I believe Chef Cullen maybe's on here as well. So first time victory lane in a while. I don't get to run the trucks too often anymore. Most of my leagues are now all Xfinity and or Cup. So whenever I see a truck race and whenever I see Las Vegas, I circle it on my calendar. And I've had this one kind of circled for a bit. I'm happy I wasn't working on my IRL race car and I had enough time to come on out tonight and run in this field of drivers.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. Thanks for coming out and race with us, and definitely put on a heck of a show for us as well. What a great race from you. And definitely one of the fastest trucks won the race tonight, and congratulations, man.
Thank you. I appreciate you putting this on and having me.
Yeah, no problem. All right, Matthew, thanks for coming out, and hope you have a good weekend, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. Congratulations.
Thank you. You as well.
All righty, there is your race winner, Matthew Heel in the 53. Comes home P1 here tonight at Las Vegas. And let's go ahead and pull up Brandon Fielder, who came home P2. Hey, Brandon, it's David on the booth. You got me?
Yeah, what's up, David?
Hey, Brandon, I just want to say congratulations coming home P2. You guys tried your hardest, just came so close to winning that in that final lap there. What were you thinking when that caution came out? We were talking to Matthew a moments ago, and I know that was kind of like your saving grace there. He was checking out from the rest of the field, but man, did it really help you out when you guys got bunched back up together?
For sure. Once the caution came out, I'm like, well, at least I have a chance now. And I took every opportunity I could, but I also wanted to race Matthew clean. He had the fastest car. He had the fastest car all night. So if he beat me to the line, he beat me to the line. As long as I kept it close, or if I kept the racing clean, I'm sure he would have raced me, or he was going to race me the same way. So very happy with the P2 tonight, though.
Yeah, definitely. I know you guys were looking for the win. You guys have come so close to winning the last several weeks, but just kind of been on a dry spell, it seems like, lately. It seems like you haven't won in a few weeks, but you've just been so close every single week, and every time you're at the track, you're just so close to getting another win.
Yeah, it's I can't complain, though. If I won a lot during the regular season, the trucks were actually my bugaboo in the playoffs, so bringing it home P2 tonight was very nice for my sanity's sake, in terms of because I think the other two truck races that we've had in the playoffs I wrecked out on the last lap in both of them. So bringing home P2, and I just, even though the guy Matthew won, he didn't take a playoff spot away. So I think I may have moved into the top spot tonight of the playoff picture. So I can't complain.
Yeah, definitely moving forward. That definitely puts you pretty solid in the playoff run. So you're looking solid moving into that Championship 4 race. So good run from you, and congratulations, P2. Good points tonight as well. And we'll talk to you soon, Brandon. Thanks for talking with us, and have a good weekend, buddy.
And thank you, man. You too.
There's Brandon Fielder coming home P2 tonight at Las Vegas. We'll go ahead and pull up P3, which was Bryn George. Hey, Bryn, it's David in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. Got you loud and clear.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off in your conversation,
good,
but hey, man, congratulations, P3 tonight. How'd the race go for you?
It was really fun. Glad there was no wrecks in the front, and had some good racing with Matthew and Brandon and Zach, and it looked like a really close finish, so that was really cool.
Yeah, were you guys excited when that caution came out, getting stacked back up once again?
Personally, no, not really. I was kind of scared of people behind us, stacking the field up again and maybe getting involved in something that I shouldn't be getting involved in. But overall, I mean, I'm happy with where I finished. I finished where I thought I was going to before the yellow. So
Yeah, we were wondering if cautions we're gonna breed cautions that we're gonna have more than one restart or not. But man, you guys all kept it pretty clean, and it was a pretty good, solid finish there tonight. But yeah, we definitely thought you had one of the best trucks on track, and you definitely had some speed, and so that's gotta be a good thing to think of and good thing to see after you making that round of 8.
yeah, for sure. I'm happy with the 0 incident points, the fastest lap, and I led some laps. So good points day for me, for sure.
Definitely, that's got to be a confidence booster for you as far moving forward. But congratulations, coming home P3 and get as many points as you can. Congrats on that, and we'll talk to you soon, buddy. We're gonna move on to the next position, but have a good weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you, man. You too.
Alrighty, so there's P3, Bryn George and 54 truck, and we'll move on to Wes Gallo coming home P4. Hey, Wes, David in the booth, you got me?
Sure do. How goes it, bud?
Hey, Wes, congratulations, P4. Man, we saw you leading laps, got as many bonus points as you can. How did the race go for you tonight?
Man, another solid race that I could have won. Felt like this was my best chance, which again I seem to say every week, but maximized everything given all the other shenanigans that kind of happened to me throughout the race. I mean, being able to run as well as I did on that green white checkered with just 2 right side tires was, I can't complain about that. I think that would put 50 laps on left sides and was competitive. So hell yeah.
Now, we did see in the very beginning of the race, we watched you stay out when the rest of the field pitted. I'm assuming most of them took fuel. Zachary Ward said he accidentally took tires. But do you feel like he kind of fell on the wrong side of the strategy there towards the end of the race?
No, because of the late yellows that came out, I got caught up in a little netcode scrap with Marshall. So if we had gone green a few more times, I think it would have been a bit of a factor. But I actually had a chance where I could top off after I used my fast repair after my accident. So I actually had an extra lap on people so I could stay out on the cycles.
I gotcha. Yep. Yeah, we were watching you, and it seemed like you were coming up back to the field. And at one point, I didn't know if you could make it to the end, but we saw you come down pit road, and that was the answer there. But it seemed like you had a good strategy going, and then maybe that caution that came out kind of saved you there towards the end.
Yeah, it both saved me and hurt me. I definitely had a top 5 run going there. I think the extra spot I was able to grab off the 95 was thanks to the green and white checker there, and luckily was able to help Bryn get a little bit of a shove, get him a couple extra points in the playoffs.
Alrighty, Wes. Well, thanks for talking with us, and congratulations coming home P4, another top 5 finish from you, and congrats on that. So have a good weekend, buddy. We'll talk to you next Thursday at the next race.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Another top 5. I got the Kyle Petty throwback next week, and we'll give you a little teaser. I got an even better one ready for next week, so let's get it.
Alrighty, always looking forward to seeing those paint schemes. Always looking so cool, man. So congrats and good job on those paints.
Thank you, buddy. You have a good night.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Alrighty, there is Wes Gallo coming home P4. John Scheiders comes home P5. We'll see if we can pull him up. Hey, John, stay in the booth. You got me?
Hey, man, what's happening?
Hey, man, you had a great run tonight. You had a really fast truck. We were watching you several times tonight, and definitely got to watch this broadcast back because you were in a lot of the race. But, man, we were rooting for you, and you looked like you had a really fast truck. You drove your way all the way up to P2. We're almost challenging for the win. That's got to be a big confidence booster moving forward in these playoffs here. How'd it go for you, though?
Oh, yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. To be honest with you, I know it sounds crazy, but I'm actually let down with a P5, but I'll take it. I mean, that's 4 top 5s in the last 4 weeks, so I'm trending good. So I mean, I'll take it. I feel like you said, I feel like I could have been a top 3 truck for sure, and I got lost on strategy, I guess. I'm not really sure.
Right. Yep. I was gonna say you almost didn't make the round of 12, but moving forward, it seemed like every race since then, you just had a lot of speed, and you found a lot of momentum moving forward throughout these playoffs. And tonight was no exception. You definitely had a contending truck to win the race tonight. I think maybe just the strategy didn't go quite your way or so, but how'd that last caution come out? Play in your favor, or did it kind of hurt you?
I guess it was kind of even, to be honest with you. I mean, I think I was definitely stuck with a P6 if the yellow doesn't come out. So I mean, I gained a spot, so I guess it's good. But I was nervous on who still had tires left because I didn't.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say we talked to Zachary Ward too. He accidentally took a set early on this race, and wasted one. But yeah, it was we were kind of curious to see who had a set and who didn't, and it was interesting to watch there at the end there.
Yeah, sometimes I try to plan for a late race caution and it comes back to bite me, and it never really happens. So I was like, it's not going to happen tonight. The second half's been pretty good. So and then green white checkered, I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Yep, sometimes they just come out of nowhere, and it definitely is an exciting race to watch up here in the booth. But yeah, for you guys, it could either make or break a race, and it's kind of one of those things.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to next week. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm so in Xfinity car and Homestead. I've not had many laps there, but it's going to be a blast.
Alrighty, man. Well, good luck, and congrats on our top 5 finish. And we'll see how the playoffs and the points shake up after this. But congrats, and have a good weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
I appreciate it, man. You too.
All right, there you heard it from John Scheiders, comes home P5. And that'll do it, guys. That's going to be it for tonight's race. So we'll go ahead and show you the results real quick on screen. Oops. Let's see if that's going to load up here in just a moment. There you have it. Matthew Heel comes home P1. He wins your race. Tonight's winner in that 53 Toyota Tundra. P2 is Brandon Feather. P3, Bryn George. Wes Callow comes home P4. John Shivers comes home P5. Zachary Ward is 6. Steve Mormon 7th. David Galloway Jr. comes home P8. Reverend Corey Goodall comes home P9. Max Troen comes home P10. Jeff Laraway 11th. Eric Olson comes home 12th. Marshall Dugan 13th. Craig Bridge Jr. comes home 14th. And Patrick Lucio is 15th. There's your final standings here tonight. So, guys, thank you so much for watching here tonight. And on Wonder Dads Gaming here in the iRacing Fun League. I appreciate you all for coming out, saying hello. Thank you, Sharon. Marshall says, I'm watching the stream, Dave. If you want to add one more interview, much appreciated. Marshall, I'll pull you up here in just a second. Hey, Marshall, I got you. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, buddy, how'd your race go, buddy?
It was all right, man. I'm a little upset with myself. Just want to, send apologies out to Wes Gallo for the incident earlier on in the race. I'm not sure what really happened. The truck got really tight. Might have been net code, whatever. I just want to say congratulations to the guys that, finished where they needed to tonight. It was a good run for a lot of the guys. Matthew Hill, congratulations. Feeler with a good, strong second. Cedric with a good 5th place finish. Just wish I could have ran up front with the guys. The rest of the race finished up there, but just a little instant deal, racing instant. I think it might have been net code, but just want to send a congratulations out to everybody out there that had a good night tonight.
Yeah, kind of. We were talking to Wes Gallo about that early on in the race as well, and I kind of talked to him about it briefly, and he said it was kind of a net code issue there where the two of you guys got in together. But yeah, that was kind of a weird thing, and it stinks because I feel so bad. Like you guys, or you were just talking with me moments before that, and I feel like I jinxed you, and then you guys ended up wrecking. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that. I was just talking to John. I told John not even a minute or two ago. I was like, the last time David interviewed me this early in the race is Martinsville at the trucks. And the same thing happened, but it happened like, a good, 30 or 40 laps later. I kind of, stepped on the throttle too much coming off of 4 at Martinsville, but no, it is what it is, man. Like, I'm happy though. Like, my goal is to make the round of 8, man. Because I can't run the Xfinity or Next Gens that good. Trucks is a stronghold. I'm a dirt track driver, and I do good on the dirt track side of things on Monday night. But to come in here week in and week out, I've only missed one race, and it's the 500, I believe. It's a lot of fun racing with these guys, and to have you do what you do on Thursday nights, to give your time up to broadcast this, it means a lot. And tonight really meant a lot to me because I made the round of 8, made some changes to what I needed to do, and I actually qualified 4th. It was a special moment for me to run the top 3, top 4, like those first 25, 30 laps. And then when that incident happened with Escalvo, I felt bad, man. I even, I was talking to Wes earlier. I told him, I was like, man, you guys race with me week in and week out. I come, I do what I have to do, but I told him, I was like, you should know by now, I don't do this stuff on purpose. Like, I try to race everybody as clean as I can. Like, if I'm last, I'm gonna let you guys go or pull off and join you in the booth, for instance. But man, it sucks though, because I had a fast truck tonight. It felt good, but what can I say? We'll move on to Miami next week and Martinsville next week. So David, I might be joining you in the booth for a couple races to finish out the season.
Alrighty, sounds good. I mean, you're always welcome to come up here and join me, and then I always appreciate you. And whenever you want to come up in the booth, you're more than welcome. It's always fun having you up here. It definitely helps me out for one.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Like I said, I thank you for doing what you do every Thursday night for us. I mean, it's great. I still watch it every now and then. I'll pull it up on the TV or go to bed and watch a race in the past, and it's great. Appreciate what you guys do.
Yeah, thank you. And no problem, man. I enjoyed doing it. I think after this season's over, we might take a break for a little while, but maybe we'll pick things back up next year. But we'll definitely have races to go at the end of this season. We'll have more that we're going to do. And I think Zachary Ward's got some plans going on. But yeah, I appreciate that, though, Marshall. It's always
Yes.
a blast.
Yes, sir. Not a problem, man. If you got any ideas, I'll work with you guys. Like I said, I mean, you might be joining you in the booth. Because the way it looks after tonight, I might not be making the chase, championship 4. So
Well,
I'll gladly join.
you never know, but only time will tell. We'll see.
Right. I appreciate it again, brother.
All righty, Marshall. You have a good weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
You too. Thank you, buddy.
Alrighty, guys, that is it. We will pull up the schedule one more time and show you what's coming up next, because I completely forgot. There it is. So next week we're going to be in the Xfinity cars, and it's going to be at Homestead, Miami. I know John Scheider just said that moments ago. But yeah, Homestead, Miami, he says he hasn't ran too many laps there. I'm not very good at Homestead, Miami either. It's definitely a weird track. I don't even know what you can compare Homestead Miami racetrack to. Zachary Ward is actually, he lives nearby that track. I think he goes there every year for the Cup race, so he might be there next weekend as well. But yeah, Homestead Miami and Xfinity cars, that'll be next Thursday. Stay tuned. That's race 2 of the round of 8, and we'll see who's got what it takes to win their way into the championship 4 race at Phoenix. And guys, we only have 3 more races left this year, so the season's winding down, so stay tuned, and it'll be fun and exciting the next couple weeks. Alrighty, guys, have a good night. We'll see you next Thursday. We're out.